on mental health subjects depended almost entirely on what was most convenient for Birdie.
Wahoo! Another predator. Have fun. That was sarcastic, by the way. Hi, if you're new, welcome to my channel. I know on Instagram I said I'd work on an animation, but honestly, I have no motivation for that. But somehow enough to actively talk through Sunny Bear 03's response video to I'm not a predator, even though I admitted I was. And, yeah, let's talk about it. I'd definitely go check out Birdie's video and the proof, which I'll leave the 3 links in the description. If you'd want to see more of this, let me know. Trigger warning for grooming threats essay. So Sunny Bear, also known to be Scootaloo Love Sands, she was recently outed to be a predator. She's been in the community for a while as a animator and artist that was very well known and loved in the community, and I've personally followed her and known through the dramas that some of the same things seem to repeat. That same behavior being her hypersexual behavior that she says she has, and Discord.
I looked to Birdie for any and all information on these subjects because it was their, quote, special interest. And
Let's make one thing clear, son. You shouldn't be going to people who aren't professionals about mental health stuff, period. Because the professionals know a lot more than the average person does. The person you spoke to, who is Birdie, only really knows about its own mental health, and it's not a wiki page. It doesn't matter if mental health and psychology is their special interest, quote unquote. You should not be going to them for that kind of information unless you're looking specifically to learn about their mental health. Being clear, you should not be going to people who aren't professionals about any mental health related thing unless you are looking specifically to learn about that person's mental health. Unless they're training to be a psychologist or are a psychologist or a therapist that knows more about mental health. If you're looking to learn about a specific mental health issue that that person struggles with and then go and complain on the internet that the mental health that they know of only seems to go well for them and contemplate with them, of course it's gonna fit with them. It's their version of mental health. It's not the world.
Grooming, as is listed by a simple Google search. Isolation of the child. Building the child's trust. Inappropriate communication.
You may have not isolated the minor involved. You have, however, been talking pretty NSFW with the minor. I am a victim of sexual abuse, essay, and grooming when I tell you that the messages you sent on Discord and online to the minor were in fact predatory behaviors. Whether you realize to admit that or not is still disgusting. This is disgusting behavior that you have shown. Sin goes more into Google-based definitions of what grooming is and points out that she wasn't doing the isolating, that the minor was already isolated, and she wasn't jealous of who the minor talked to. So let's also point out some screenshots that may have not been jealous, but show other predatory behaviors that you claim so much not to have done. Sin here drew NSFW in the Discord full of minors and in the minors' DMs. She may have not been attracted to the minor, but being a minor, she should, whether she understood or not, did groom. She actively built trust with said minor, was inappropriate with said minor, and special time given to said minor. She could have gone to any fan or person who was an adult and do the same thing and it would have been fine, but she chose a minor. That's the difference. Sin, you chose a minor.
I would even call myself socially inept.
You still built an emotional bond, an emotional and sexual bond. It doesn't matter if it was originally for a character, you still built said bond and were inappropriate with minor. You had the choice. Like a minor can have a choice whether to interact or not. You had a choice as well to stop the interactions, block said minor before it started, but you didn't. You were still sexual. That's the difference. Now, I know it could go the other way around where the minor can also groom the adult. that has happened in some situations. However, there is no sign of this minor grooming you. You were the one grooming. That's the difference. You didn't stop the situation. You continued it. I'm only 9 minutes in and you could hear the bullshit coming out. And let's talk about the SA allegations now, because no. Jack, aka Birdie, claimed that you were inappropriately touching them, that they had revoked consent. Revoking consent is still a no. You could revoke consent later on, and that still gives you no excuse to touch a person. That's common sense. It should be common sense. I'm socially retarded too. I'm mentally ill and neurodivergent. It took me till I was 18 to realize grooming wasn't normal or okay. Due to repeatedly being groomed by people 1 year younger or twice above my age, like 30s to 50 years old. And it took a long time of repeated threats and sexual abuse to realize that being sexual with a minor and adult, is intentionally or not, is still not okay. I realized that. You seem to grasp that as well and still chose that route. Being sexual with Jack when he told you no, and being sexual with the minor, that's still not okay. You were told no. A no is a no, whether it's retracted after a situation in the past or during said situation. It is not, I got consent beforehand. You can still retract that consent. Obviously, there's more. There's tons of screenshots. Sin even admitted it and deleted said video after to put up a claim that she wasn't actually a groomer in the situation. However, I will be putting that all in the descriptive box area below the video. So if you want to check out the proof, check out Birdie's side of the story, I definitely suggest doing that, as well as he explains it a lot better than I do. Consent is a two-way street. You can, I don't know. You fucked up.